I didn't really understood that some activities on my agenda have a disproportionate impact on the results. And the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 principle, states that 20% of the activities give us 80% of the results. And this applies in every single area of our life. And if we apply this, for example, to business, 20% of our customers will generate 80% of the company revenue. 20% of our time produces 80% of our results. In economics, top 20 of industry or products generate 80% of one country's export. In sales, the top 20 of salespeople generate 80% of the company's sales. In productivity, the top 20 habits generate 80% of the results. In marketing, top 20 campaigns generate 80% of the sales. In investing, top 20 of the investment generates 80% of the returns, and so on and so forth. And you can even apply it to your life, like 80% of our time we wear 20% of our clothing, or 80% of our time we actually eat and tend to eat 20% of our kind of diet, right? So this applies to every single area of our life. And so why is this important for you as a leader? It pays to identify what are those activities that are giving us a disproportionate return. And when you look at how that looks like, so you see here on the first graph, like the bottom 20% of those activities, or the black quadrant there, gives us the 80% of the results. And the rest of 80% of the activities only give us 20%, only give us the remaining of those results. So how do we apply this to our leadership? The misconception is that there is a linear relationship between activities and results. In other words, that if we have 10 activities on our agenda, then if I do number one, then I get 10% of what I was supposed to do. I get it done. If I do number two, so then I get 10% more. So if I have 10 activities on my agenda and I do 5 of them, then I have done 50% of what I was supposed to do. And so that gives me 50% of my return. And that's not true, because the dependency is not linear. If you look there on the right, you're going to see that the 80-20 rule says that this is this parabolic relationship where there is 20% of effort gives us 80% of the result. So it might be that I only need to do 2 of my 10 activities, so I achieve already 80% of what I was supposed to achieve that day or that hour.